Hello everyone, it is I, your fantabulous host KingDrunk, and welcome back to Drinking in Dungeons Plays Kingdom Hearts 2! My favorite of the Kingdom Hearts games. So I'll wait for you guys to load on in and actually show up and be commentating and whatnot on what I should be doing. I'm going to be doing some tournament stuff. We're going to be doing some Titan Cup things, which involves summons, which I'm probably not properly equipped for, but hey.
Back off! Back off!
Let's try it.
Back
Good way
off!
to pass the time while I wait for you guys. So the gimmick of this one is I must fight alone, but I can use the summons.
Give me strength!
Okay. Come here, Genie.
Make some room!
It's over! Yeah! It's over!
Genie's gimmick here is that
Over and out!
There! This is it! Yeah! This is it! This is it!
Ow.
Deal! Yeah! Take this!
That one thing there, now it's going down every time I get hit. So even if I heal, if I get hit too many times, I'm still going to lose.
It's over!
So taking that break to explain that actually cost me a whole bunch of points.
This is it! This is it!
I need to be careful about this one because
Yeah! Take
on
this!
special mode, these guys fight.
This is it! Yeah! This is it! It's over!
I managed to kill him before he started doing his jackhammer thing. Jackhammer thing is especially annoying because I can't hurt them while they're doing that, and I can get unlocked and killed by it.
Take this! Yeah! It's over! Take this!
How dare. Okay, low on health, but almost refilled on the mana there.
Heal!
Ow. Be careful, don't run out of points.
Light!
Come here,
Make some room!
Back off! Yeah! Yeah!
There we go. Okay, we gotta save a whole bunch of points for the later stages. He gets some really...
Let's go!
Make some room!
This is it! Yeah! This is it! This is it!
Over and out!
You guys should go for auto summon for this one.
Heal!
Alright.
Let's go!
Make some room!
Eat this! Back off!
There we go. He is truly the best summon.
Yeah! 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 This is it! Take this!
There we go. Down to under 100 points, and I'm only on the semi-final. Ah, damn it. Okay, Judy, help me.
Give me strength!
Make some room!
Eat this! Back off! Yeah. Yeah.
Over and out!
It's over. It's over.
There we go. These are some close matches. Alright. Final match.
How's this for you?
Heal.
Is that all you got?
Alright.
Give me strength.
Take some room!
It's over.
Uh-oh.
It's over.
Genie! Over and out! Is that all you got?
Yeah. This is it.
That was close.
Yeah. This is it. It's over. Back off. Heal.
Come on, back out again, Genie, and
Let's
just
go.
further-
Take some room!
Give me strength. Back off.
Got him! Woohoo! Drinking victory! The Titan Cup is mine.
We did it.
Uh-huh. And we got the Genji sheet, along with the silver ring. Artisan Hero. Shield. Still worse than in the Heartless chat. But, You're goofy. Let's go with the skillful rating. Ability. Oh yeah. Final form. The final form's gonna take a bit more to level up than the other forms, which I'll do a bit of level grinding on the forms, because again, no one's here yet. Alright, I don't think that I gained XP going with that. Okay, nobody's defeat how you get points for final form. Really want to level up final form so I can finally get freaking glide. Puzzle one. There we go, and we got a Serenity. And lovely. I have all the people. That one, Frontier. Don't have all the people on either. Daylight. One's weird. Go quarter. Go there. Go down this corner. Go up here. Go down here. There. There. Go there. There. Hiya. Starting to come again. Sorry. There. Okay, that's looking good. That's good. Now for this cluster fudge. There. Not sure where to go yet. Right. before I can figure out where. And second. Okay, it is never fear. Rookie Belmont is here to destroy evil monsters and all evil gear. By saying things. Your mic's fine, you're just mumbly working on puzzles. Yes, I was being very mumbly. Also, I just finished the Hades Cup while I was waiting for people to show up. Oh, sorry, not the Hades Cup, the Titan Cup. Yes. You can see. Finish the Titan's Cup. Now we could go over to the world that never was and try working on clearing the main storyline, but we've got some ultimate weapons to forge. Now most of these stuff for these can be found in the world that never was, but the Orichalcum Plus, those ones are hard to get. We're gonna need some special items. I believe that there's a grand total of 7 or 10 Orichalcum Pluses. There was like 7 Orichalcum Pluses in the original game, and you can save the King Plus and save the Queen Plus using Trinity crystals, but to my knowledge, there is no Ultima Weapon Plus. This is literally the best weapon for Sora that you could possibly get, to my knowledge. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, let's go to the world map. Oh no, wait, hold on. Let's quick enter the tournament that lets us use drives and then back out so that we have a full drive gate for grinding. Look. Some drive. And there we go, max drive. Good spot. Grind up. Our new. Well, obviously, the world that never was is best for final form, to my knowledge. But for the other one, I can't go back down to the Cave of Wonders. Guess I gotta unlock that way again. Cave of Wonders. Arcane. And more important thing. And very important thing, you guys are not all that important. Although he is really nice, I will deal with you at some other time. Okay. That one again. Chasm of Challenge. No, I could just... over that. Okay, to the treasure room. And since we're gonna be grinding up forms, there is my there it is. Form boost. Nice. Will also be nice to not guarantee turning candy.
Right! Yeah! Yeah! This is it! Take this! Yeah! It's over! Back off!
Wait, I did it?
Yeah!
Flame Mushroom Plus. Drive recovery. That's wasn't what I was intending. I wasn't expecting to actually beat him. Hello, Casey. The heck did I just get? Trinity Shard, Tranquility Shard, Tranquility Stone, Tranquility Gem. Something called Mushroom Plus. Flame Mushroom Plus. A staff with some magic power. Huh. Not very powerful. Can I redo that?
Yeah! It's It's over. Take this. Yeah. Take this. Yeah. Back off. Back off.
Oh, like this thing is active. I need to double check that that number is actually going up.
This is it. Back off. Back off. This is it.
Record. Good. Yep, that number is going up. Okay. What new items did I get this time? Precious mushroom. Better. Not well. That's the little map. If anyone has suggestions for where I can go to grind better than this first valor form, I'm open to it. I'm just trying to increase my level in my game. I'm not.
Let's go. Take this. This is it. Back off. Back off. Yeah. Yeah. It's over. This is it. Yeah. Back off. It's over.
Oh, I don't know what these things are for, but I'm getting a lot of them by doing this.
Take this. Back off. Back off. This is it.
So, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, doing good? I'm doing good. Doing a little bit of grinding of valor form here. Okay, level is... I'm making pretty good gains here. Oh, running out of form here, so...
It's over. This is it.
Cancel out of that quick save point before it runs out. Aha! Victory! Oh. Apparently Doggo wants to go outside. Un momento, folks. Alright, I have returned. That is the wrong controller. That is my computer controller. I require my PS4 controller for this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. It's over.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's over. Yeah. Take this. Take this.
Sorry to hear that, Casey. That sucks. Hope you're feeling better now.
Yeah. It's over. Take this. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Back off. It's over.
I got at least one more round for the dry case.
This is it. This is it. Back off. It's over.
Still not a new record, but good stuff. Wait, point. Hello, Extinct. How are you? What more hits do I gotta get through? Oh, this is making good progress, actually. It's going really quick. Making good progress, and I'm getting good stuff.
Right. It's over. It's over. It's over. Take this.
Go. Home again, home again.
It's
You're
over.
back in Agrabah?
It's over.
Just for some form grinding. We're on the last world of this game. I'm trying to get my 5
take
forms
this.
up to
This is
their
it.
maximum level. How many more? 80 more hits? Sure, that's cool.
It's over. Take this. Yeah. This is it. Back off.
Oh, good record on that one. Probably don't have enough use for another one. And now the doggo one's back inside. Un momento. Okay. I suppose while I'm doing this grinding, I might as well share some story with you all so that you're not just watching me sit and play the game, just grinding. Let's see. What can I share? What can I share? Oh, I could tell you about the absolute worst indie game I've ever been a part of. Oh no. Kind of tied between two of them. I can tell you about the one involving, zombies and baby bacon, or the one involving, pie and, things that I have to censor. Game sounds a bit loud over your voice. Okay, I'll turn the game down, volume down a little bit more. Okay. How's that? That sound a bit better? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Right.
That's good.
This is it. This is it.
Things sound as they should now, huh?
Yeah. Back off.
Okay.
Back off. It's over.
Okay, good news. I believe that Valor form is now as high as it possibly can get. Aren't you supposed to use limit here? Yeah, but it's also good for Valor. Okay. High jump level 3. High jump max. Status, Valor form. Okay. Level cap depends on the number of forms of pick. And yeah, Valor form is now as high as it can possibly get. So we'll do some limit form next. Something. Or him. Relative. Oh, don't act. Yeah, I don't think I have what I need. We'll keep with Oak. I'll stick with Oak. Alright.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. 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 This is it. Let's go. Take this.
How many times do I have to do that to level this up? Ow, 25 more times. Okay. Now, which of the stories would you rather hear? Would you rather hear the story about zombies and baby bacon, or the story about pie and dildos?
Right. Yeah. It's over. Give me strength. Yeah. Take this.
Zombie story? Okay, any other votes? Which one won't get you banned from TwitchTube? Good question. I think that the zombie story is less likely to get me banned, so we'll go with that one.
Give me strength. Yeah. Back off. Give me strength.
Okay, so this was one of my first experiences playing with a group larger than 3 people. Oh, are we supposed to get Shin banned? No, do not get Shin banned. Shin would prefer not being banned, thank you very much.
Let's go. Yeah. This is it.
So, I hadn't really gotten to play D&D with others before, so when there was a college kids group that I helped Zombie Story, yes, it's the one you're thinking of, Casey. It is the one you are thinking of. Oh no. Yeah, Casey knows this story. Casey was here for I think all of one session before she and that writer kid both ducked out. That writer kid also goes by Alexandra Penn. Author of The Letter Mage. Check them out. They're awesome. So, let me see. This was one of my earliest experiences playing D&D. It was 3.5 edition. It was in a student organization back in college that I actually helped write the Constitution for because I was one of its founding members, but the president of the student organization, it's funny, the Constitution got written on my birthday because the president of the organization was insisting on making sure that the Constitution was finished being writing rather than sit and celebrate my birthday, even though I was like, hey guys, it's my birthday, my parents sent me a cake. Come, celebrate with me. Have cake with me. Like, oh no, we're gonna be busy doing this. You can have cake though. That kind of hurts, to be honest. But that's not part of the D&D story. Though it is kind of relevant because it kind of gives you a hint into the mentality of the GM. The GM being the... I was there for the part where the zombies show up. My rogue climbed up a tree and never came down, apparently. Yeah, pretty much! Pretty much. Okay. Anyways. Let's keep making progress while we're doing it.
Right. Yeah. Take this. Give me strength. Take this.
Anyway, so the DM was also the president of the student organization, and she was organizing it and everything. Like, hey, I want to run a game for you, but she had been, well, she or he, I'm not sure which pronoun they go by nowadays. I try to be respected with pronouns, so. And use the wrong limit to attack there. You only count for EXP if you actually do the final post. They use they. Okay, thank you, Kate. So they were the DM, and they have a DM style that's unique. They like to use things that they consider would make sense in that setting. Doesn't matter if it's balanced. If it makes sense that there would be like 20 orcs, there's gonna be 20 orcs. And let me see. Where was I going? So keep that in mind. So I was playing a Gray Elf Wizard. It was one of my first characters. I was like, you know, the few times I had played before this, I had played mostly martial characters, and I knew that this DM really liked spellcasters. Spellcasters were her favorite. You quote her, and gotta pop out of the world and back in again. Don't have time for another one like that. And so I did a Gray Elf Gray Elf Wizard. And my backstory was that I was formerly a librarian, and in my youth, my character's hands had gotten burned pretty bad. So even though the burns had since recovered, I got into the habit of wearing gloves all the time to protect my hands, and also like trying to keep them real clean and stuff so that they wouldn't get infected or anything. Even though the burns healed like decades ago, because again, Gray Elf. So, a lot of the story was, in this setting, there's a whole bunch of rampant paranoia towards magic because there were, like, zombies wandering the wilderness and the different trails going through the country. And so people really distrusted magic because they didn't get that necromancy was a separate school of magic from other schools of magic. Because,
Give me strength.
you know, people who are uninformed will automatically assume the worst by association and whatnot, which kind of makes sense a little bit. But I was a wizard, so obviously I should have gotten the mentality of, oh, I shouldn't be using magic in public. And then, for some reason, shortly after the party we did our initial meetup, we were apparently buying supplies or something in the marketplace, and the supplies that we bought involved getting beef from a trader, who, for some reason, they decided to give a very silly accent to. Someone's like, I sell you beef, and whatnot. But I can't remember exactly everything they said, but for some reason, while we are negotiating the price, the beef merchant hands my character a big, huge slab of beef. Right into my hands, into my gloves. It's still bleeding, still fresh kill and whatnot. And I'm like, ew, okay, can someone else take this? And so I hand it off to someone, and I just, without thinking, go, okay, I use prestidigitation to clean my gloves, because my gloves are dirty now, and that's a thing for my character. Is he wants to keep his hands clean and avoid potential infection for other contaminants on them. Are you telling about the zombies or the whole story? I'm telling parts of it, selections of it. Okay. Just give me a second to hop in and out of the world here. Okay. How many more times do I have to do? Only 4 more times. Okay, good.
Let's go.
So, what was I saying? So yeah, obviously I shouldn't have done that. This is the thing that's on me. But, so I do this, and then the beef merchant goes, "He's a necromancer! He's a necromantic beef thief!" Pointing at me. And it's like, no, I'm not a necromancer. I was just cleaning my gloves. And Ian's like, hey, you made blood disappear from your hand. He's gonna think the worst. You're there. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, limit form is max level. Let's pop out of the world, and then I need to sit and think where the best place for a wisdom form level up is. I usually go to Timeless River or spot for it. Let me think. Yeah, Timeless River would be good, I think, because Wisdom Form ranks up with total number of Heartless. Good spot in Heartless River, where, not Heartless River, Timeless River, where you can slay a whole bunch of them. Anyways, so the reason I bring this up is because throughout the rest of the year, the DM would randomly point at me and yell, "Beef thief!" as a running gag, and I was like, okay, haha, very funny and whatnot, but, it bothered me over time. And I tried to say something about it, but it was one of those things where it was kind of her way or the highway, really. I mean, their way or the highway? Sorry. Pronouns, I try to use them properly. I try. And I like to think that they've gotten a lot better as a DM since this is... I like to think. I don't know for certain because, you know, this was the only time that I played with them, so... I have no knowledge from outside of this one incident. Ow, ow. Ow. Any hurts. Any pains. Ouchie. But anyways, so continuing on, the other thing that really bothered me about that was that most of the party didn't really come to my defense. They were kind of just playing up the joke still. And it's like, are you just gonna let him get carted off to jail? He's clearly hasn't stolen the beef. The beef is right there. You are actively in the process of paying for it. The DM is just making a very silly, very ignorant NPC at this point. So anyways, they eventually convince him not to throw my character in jail and whatnot, and we convince the guards, no, they didn't do necromancy, everything's fine. And so, later on in the campaign, we get a whole bunch of zombie horde on the horizon. And so it's like, okay, what do we do? We're still like level 1 or 2 at this point, and yet we were still super low level. I don't think we had leveled up at all at this point. And so it's like, okay, let's climb up the trees so that the zombies can't get at us. It's like, okay, that makes sense. And so we climb up the trees, and the DM gives us no indication that we're supposed to, like, do anything else, or anything at all. And it's just like, okay, the zombies are on their way, hey, roll initiative, we start attacking, clearly, and obviously, even at low levels, there's no way we're overcoming a bunch of zombies. What was I saying? Okay, this is when in her rogue show. This is when Casey shows up. Yes, this is when Casey and Alexandra Penn show up in the game. Kill 109 more. Okay. So we climb the trees, and we're getting overrun. We're running out of spell slots, arrows, all our resources are running out. So we're suffering damage because we're getting clawed up by zombies. And then then is when the DM is like, okay, you sure that this is what you want to be doing? And it's like, what else can we do? And then someone's like, I roll a observation check or something? And this is when the DM tells us that there's a note pinned onto the chest of the zombies that say, hey, don't worry, the zombies will take us to us. They're friendly. They certainly weren't friendly when they were killing us. Yes, I will say that. But anyways, so we finally stop fighting the zombies, and they just kind of grab us and start dragging us to their masters, which are these 3 necromancers outside of a burned-down village that has just been recently raided, and, like, there's dead everywhere, buildings are on fire, it's all just awful. And so we speak with the necromancers about, hey, what's going on here? This is weird.
Right. Yeah. Thunder.
And necromancers explain that it's like, no, we didn't raid the city. It's the Yuan-Ti. The Yuan-Ti have been through here, and the Yuan-Ti are a bunch of snake people that I don't know if this is true normally, but in their campaign, the Yuan-Ti eat brains. Okay. It's like, and that's why we're putting together this army of zombies, is because the zombies can't have their brains eaten because they're already undead, and they need fresh living brains and whatnot. It's like, okay, I guess that makes sense. That's a little weird, but I suppose we buy it. And I should probably mention that this DM had a real affinity for the undead. They were a self-proclaimed zombie, they liked zombie stuff. So yeah, things got weird in this game. Give me an idea how weird. It's like, we're talking about, okay, I suppose maybe we can partner up with you to try and fight the Yuan-Ti and whatnot together. Sure. And so they're making zombies out of all the leftover civilian and bodies in this city. And we're like, do you really have to do that? And it's like, well, it's like bodies are gonna go to waste. We might as well try it out and see if it's any use to us. Because otherwise, they're just corpses. And so, the person in the party who is pro-undead, along with the GM, uses their charisma check to convince the rest of the party that, no, this makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's a little weird, but it's not evil to do this. They're trying to save lives by fighting the Yuan-Ti with the undead. And so we get really weirded out by this, but we decide that, okay, we'll talk about this later. We'll address the moral issues in the morning, because it was getting late, it was nearly nighttime, so we decide to camp for the evening. And the next morning, it's like, you awaken to the smell of bacon. Your new companions have made breakfast for you. And it's like, oh, that's nice of them. And the DM's like, okay, do you eat the bacon? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll have some bacon. And like, and after she gets done asking everyone if we've eaten the bacon or not, like, okay, roll a perception check. Where did the children and where did the children zombies go? We ate human children made into bacon after they had already been made into zombies. My character promptly threw up. And of course the DM was like, well, it's not cannibalism, you're a gray elf, not a human. And it's like, it's still a humanoid thing, it's still weird, it's still not right. My character would be grossed out, I am grossed out. This is weird and not okay. And that's where the baby bacon part of the campaign comes from. But wait, I have more stories to this particular game. Any more stories if you're willing to listen. Or you could also decide that baby bacon is weird enough and you don't want to hear more. And it's okay. You don't have to tell the whole thing. It's fine. I think it's an interesting story to be at this point. You can tell them about the orgy train. Well, oh yeah. I remember the orgy train. Why did I exit the world? I don't have to do that. That's what I get for going on autopilot. Okay, how am I doing on wisdom? Oh, I only need to kill 7 more Heartless. Wow, that's going fast. This is a good spot to grind. Anyways, so...
Yeah.
Do people want to hear more of this story, or do they want to hear some other story while I finish up grinding?
Let's go!
Okay. Before I'm fully leveled up now. Okay. Whee! Hey, let me drop off my synthesis. Take any of this? No. Take any of these? Oh wait, I can make that? I didn't know I could make that. Okay, might as well use both of these. knows I need to save as much Oreo Calcum. Or more should zombie bacon madness. Okay. So, you eventually get to a point in the game where you've been running 2 different parties at the same time. And, ours was like big Team A, and there was a Team B, but the Team B got, well, hold on, before I make that, what it even does. Team B was full of a bunch of other people who joined up later because she didn't want to have too big of a party simultaneously. And she was like, okay, well, how about this? I'll have 2 different parties running around in the same world. And then enough of Team B dropped out, and by this point, Casey and Alexandra Penn had dropped out, and so she pushed the 2 groups together. And the other group had ended up in the Shadowfell. If you don't know about the Shadowfell is a place where shadows come from. It's literally the realm of darkness, basically. Well, not the realm of darkness, the realm of shadow. It's not the realm of negative energy, it's the realm of shade, like... What's the name of that race? What's the name of the race? Fletchlings! That's where Fletchlings come from, who are like shadow people. And one moment, I need to look up best place to find master form. Doing some grinding. And so, random portal opens up and throws Team A into the shadow field, where Team B is. Just like that. Okay. Master perform orange points for every drive orb collected. Hit large orbs guaranteed times as many points. To level this form quickly, both Keeper and Follow the Wind are recommended for the draw and form boost. It's also a good idea to make sure the player has many draw equipped. Memories becomes a choice keyblade to equip when looking up. Equip master form due to drive converter that converts 20 drops into drive orb. Then direct, begin traveling to the checkpoint and clearing the air heartless, change into master form and use fire to destroy the 3 wagons around the area. Finally, air pirates heartless, air twister reaction. Okay. Alright, I know where to go. I know the plan. So, now what was I saying? So we get to the Shadowfell, and it's like, okay, this is a little weird. But we go about it, and so we're, Oh! Nope, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Okay, now we gotta go to the Hades, Olympus Coliseum and hop into that game. Full drive form again, real quick. So we're at the Shadowfell, we go to the closest thing resembling a town there, and we find this garden, and she has us roll observation checks, and it turns out that most of the people that you notice that a lot of the people that are there are pregnant women. And so we decide to ask, what's up with that? What's going on here? This is a little, different, a little odd, but out of place. And they explain, oh, well, find that the more life something has, the more likely they are to, like, slip back into the material plane from the Shadowfell. And so, not only have this garden try to help with that, but if you're pregnant, that also increases the odds, because then it's 2 lives in a single body or something like that. I forget the exact... Ah, come on! Stop transforming into anti-form. Like, okay, this is a little weird, a little awkward, especially for me, who was a freshman in college at the time. Wait, was I a freshman? I think this was freshman year. Maybe it was sophomore year. But yeah. So she then has us go to a... Sophomore, I was there. I thought you went final. No, I have final form, but I'm leveling up, master form as well. I was there, therefore sophomore. Yeah, that would have been sophomore year, you're right. So this was sophomore year. It was pretty... Topics like that were still pretty awkward for me as a guy, and... Actually, hold on. Lion... Drive converter. There we go. Get rid of those marks. Extraordinarily increased maximum AP. Okay. I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. It's over. Take this. Yeah.
Huh. Doesn't seem to... Alright, the checkpoint. Customer. That's to fire Aga. There we go.
Yeah.
Raga! Really the best way to do this? So, like... I think there would be a much faster way to do that. Anyways, so, we go to a temple of a fertility goddess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not awkward at all with a bunch of, late teens, early 20-someths. And so, we are told that our characters are welcome to, partake, as it were, but not required to. But it was one of those things where, like, I think I was, man, how old was I in sophomore year? Yeah, I don't remember at this point. Weird how life kind of blurs together after a certain point. Taki mushrooms, I can't think of when it was. So I roll a 6 to make my decision. Like, okay, odds all something, tails I won't. And I rolled odds, so I was like, okay. And so she's like, roll a constitution save to see how well you perform. I was a Grey Elf wizard. What constitution save? So, everyone laughs. So everyone around the table has a big laugh at me for rolling very lowly with no modifier. And, I just hit level 3, and for wizards, level 3 is when your familiar can finally start talking to you. Use this to have my familiar, a black cat, go, really? So yeah. Then we go to a library. And I get told that, oh, sorry, pets aren't allowed in the library. Your familiar can't come in. I'm like, okay, fine. So I have to leave my familiar outside, and we're trying to research how to escape the Shadowfell, and then, middle of this conversation, it tells me to, roll a will save. And I make my will save, and he says that will save was to survive the sudden suicidal wave of depression that swarms over you as you feel part of your soul torn away. Something is wrong with your familiar. So we go back into the... So we rush back outside to find that a Shadow Mastiff is eating my familiar. And apparently, the way it was explained to me... Remember, first time playing a wizard, so forgive me if this is wrong, but the way it was explained to me was that a familiar was a piece of your soul. And when a familiar dies, it just is not good for you. And her exact words were sudden suicidal depression. Now, to be fair, I handled this entirely the wrong way. I know that a lot. I am well aware that I handled it very much not the right way. But, like, okay, I guess this means my character wants to end themselves now? Which wasn't really cool and took a lot of fun out of playing the character. Sure, but, so my character ended up using Scorching Ray on their chest and then tried to magic missile themselves in the head and a whole bunch of bad stuff. Don't do this. Don't be like Shin. Don't be like college sophomore Shin. Don't do that. It's not okay. What I did was not okay. It was not how I should have handled it. But yeah, it became really not fun to play that character. And so what does the GM do? Well, my character's unconscious after being bound and tied up by the rest of the party. And I have no idea what to do with this character at this point because the GM has thrown this in my lap, and I have no idea how to just gradually work them out of it because it's like, you know, suicidal depression is not a light thing. It's not. It's bad, and it's like no, my character is honestly convinced that he wants to rejoin the rest of his soul. Well, according to the descriptor that you gave me. And so my character gets killed off while he's unconscious by a ghoul that the party decided to sit and have a party with. Thankfully, the party is outraged by this, and they leave, but the one party member that actively likes undead was like, no, we're not gonna hurt them. We're not gonna do bad things to them. No, I don't want to hurt them. So we just left them. Or rather, the rest of the party just left them. So I had to roll up a new character. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll up something with a little more survivability because, like I said, this DM, they like doing what they think is realistic encounters. If it makes sense for that to be there in their mind, it doesn't matter if it's balanced or not, it's gonna happen. So I picked a Ranger Tiefling. I picked a Ranger Tiefling with a favored enemy as undead. Because I was like, okay, we're fighting a lot of undead in this campaign. So it would mean that there's a lot of paranoia about undead. It would make sense to have a Ranger. Okay, realism and Pathfinder. Bwahahahahahahaha, yeah. I thankfully got into other groups that were a lot better about balancing encounters. I especially have to thank my roommate Lisa Hanamore and her family. They were pretty awesome. They got me into 4th Ed, the D&D, and from there I went into Pathfinder, and now I'm running a 5th Ed D&D game on alternating Wednesdays. Catch it here on Twitch. Shameless plug aside. So yeah, my next character was a Tiefling Ranger with undead favorite enemies. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cool. Whoop! Wrong form. Not the form I wanted. Back out, back out, back out. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So my character just kind of gets swooped into the Shadowfell. Just suddenly, just another random portal. And by the way, the Shadowfell is not a place that low-level characters should be in. We were only level 3 at the time. I think the max level we ever got to before I just stopped going was level 5. And yes, this character also died, but they went out in a pretty awesome way. So my character joins up shortly before we come to this place called the Facility, which is surrounded by a bunch of ash. Now, the reason it's called the Facility is because they're trying to develop undead there. They're trying to make people make stronger undead than your typical zombies. They're trying to make something that's more powerful, again, to fight the Yuan-Ti back in the material plane. And so my character is like, what? No, this doesn't make sense. This is suspect as heck. No, I'm not just gonna trust these guys. This sounds suspect as all get out. No, I don't believe them. And the rest of the party's like, no, we're cool with this. Yeah, you know, we'll go to bed. And it's like, okay, I know that you don't split the party, but my character would not be okay with this. He's going to investigate. I'm not okay with this. This sounds suspect as hell. And so the DM is like, alright, you wander around and you see all on the doors here, all these lab markings, which she doesn't explain to me initially that they're lab markings. She explains them as 4-colored stirred diamond and arranged together as a larger diamond. And you don't know, and they have numbers in them, but you don't know what the numbers mean. You can roll an intelligence check to try and figure out what they mean. Or intuition, or something along those lines. It's like, okay. Okay. No, wait. No, wait, that's right. They didn't let me do that initially. They were like, no, your character wouldn't know what this is, because this is modern lab dev info. So your character wouldn't know what they mean. It's like, well, I don't know what they mean at all. Either. It's like, so your character, so yeah, I'm not going to tell you what they mean. You know, that means that you haven't taken enough lab classes. They were a science major, or something like that, but yeah. So I was like, okay, can I at least roll intuition? And I remember that we had to do, like, a argument back and forth to see if it would allow it, and it ended up being a moot point because I rolled, like, a 2. Didn't get a natural 1, got, like, a 2, which wasn't high enough. Even with my modifiers. Which again, low level, 3.5. Anyways, so I'm wandering around, I have no idea what any of these signs mean. Clearly they're like warnings, things meant to like inform what you can find in that lab. But I don't know what any of that means. And the DM's not letting me know, and she's like, if anyone else knows, don't tell him. And she would start talking over anyone who tried to explain it to me. I mean, they would start talking. Sorry. Yeah, again, I like to think that they're a much better person nowadays. I haven't interacted them with a whole lot, because, you know, after college, I didn't live in the same area as them anymore. But I like to think they've done better for now. So anyways, as my character is wandering these lab hallways trying to figure out what the heck is going on, sorry about that. As my character is wandering the labs trying to figure out what's going on, I round a corner and they tell me to roll a reflex save. And I fail that, and they're like, okay, now you need to make a Constitution save. So I'm like, okay. And it's like, the reason I made you roll those is because you round the corner just as the door is opening up, and out of that door is walking a Lich. So I had to roll a Constitution save to not lose a level from bumping into him. Apparently that's how Lich's level drain ability works. Is just touching them even unintentionally on their end and drain a level. Yeah, it's not a willful ability. What? No, not like that. It's just a simply touching them. And that's all you need.
Yeah, this is it.
So yeah, thankfully I made the fortified check or constitution save, or I forget what it's called in 3.5.
Let's go.
It's been ages since I played 3.5. I mostly play Pathfinder nowadays. Heck is Pathfinder? Blah 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 blah. Words I can use them, I swear.
Yeah. Take this. Light.
Anyway, so I make that, and it's like,
Yeah.
the Lich is like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm just trying to find my way around. I'm new here. I'm with the guest that just arrived. Okay, and it's like, oh, okay, follow me. And so it's like, okay, you have to follow the Lich. It's like, well, obviously I don't think I should, but at the same point, if I don't follow him, he's gonna get pissed, and I'm way too level to possibly outrun him or deal with him if he gets angry at me. So yeah, I guess I have to follow him. So I end up following him, and he shoved my character through a stone door into what is apparently an inescapable room. An entirely stone room with perfect seams between each stone plate, and there is no handle on the door. The hinges are on the outside. Door is locked, and there's no lock on the side of the door. It's apparently absolutely no way to escape. I try going down my entire list of skills, trying to think of anything I can use to try. DM's like, no, you can't get out. No, you can't get out. No, you can't get out. Pathfinder is fun. I did a lot of homebrewing with Pathfinder. Yeah, homebrewing! I like games that have a lot of homebrewing in them, actually, because that's how you get, like, stuff that's fun and just, like, out there and different and unexpected. And don't get me wrong, I'm fine with, like, working by the rules, but there are some rules that I don't agree with how others would balance it. And if everyone in the game agrees that that a house rule balancing thing makes sense, then yeah, I think there's no problem with that. If everyone in the active game has no problem with it, then yeah, sure. Now that's not to say that I'm against games that are like, no, by the book, no home ruling or anything. But yeah, I've been trying to build a speed in a row for a story in Pathfinder. Oh yeah, I've done that too. It can be really hard to get it properly balanced. And there we go, Master Form is fully leveled. Alright. Village. Quick get rid of these. There we go. Alright. So, while my character is stuck in this inescapable room, the DM had apparently started reading about, profane points, I think it is. It's basically where your character slowly goes more crazy the more exposed you are to, like, bad stuff and weird stuff. So, we had to roll to see how many profane points we were getting as this progressed, and I ended up getting the quirk where it's like, you become obsessed with some small habit that, to the point where it's distracting if you don't do it. And it's like, okay, I'm in an inescapable room, I'll count the tiles, I guess. It's like, oh, that's just gonna drive you more mad. Don't do that, I've done that before. And it's like, well, there's nothing else to do. I'm in an inescapable room. So I'm sitting there counting tiles. Eventually, this little girl with a violin and her undead guardian come in, and she's like, I want you to listen to my violin. And it's like, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna listen to your violin. My character is done with this. My character is ticked off and like so over all of this. Okay, so my character ignores her and just keeps counting tiles. And when she starts to play anyways, he just puts his hands on his ears and is like, I'm not listening. I'm fairly certain that this is gonna like hypnotize me or scar me or something. I don't trust it. A little girl with an undead guardian and wanting to play the violin to me? I'm trope savvy enough to know that that's a bad idea to listen to that. So the GM apparently was a little upset that I refused to listen to the violin in song, and had the little girl's undead guardian grab me, not only strip me of all my equipment, but also bind and gag me, specifically gag me so I couldn't talk back, while the little girl's performance went on. So I just was like, okay, my character is now bound and gagged in a inescapable room. I'm just gonna sit, ignore her, and count the tiles. So obviously this had gone on for a few sessions, and here's where I did something I'm not necessarily proud of. I intentionally skipped a game night. I confess to it. I'm not proud of it, but I did. I was so tired of just my character having nothing to do but sit there in an inescapable room, bound and gagged, with none of my equipment, nothing at all to work with. And so, a Goss shows up to explain, okay, you've been rather So, no wait, moving on. So the next day, I go to the breakfast table and I'm like, hey guys, how's on? And everyone's giving me the stink eye and glares. I'm like, what's wrong, guys? And it's like, hey, you skipped out on us last night. I'm like, sorry, I was doing homework in my room. And it's like, no, I don't think you were. I think you just plain skipped out on us. You're a fucking liar. And to be fair, yeah, I was telling a white lie. Hey, but for someone that I considered a friend to say to me that you're a fucking liar and curse me out, and just storm off like that, I started crying. It hurt. It cut me deep about that. Like, we were planning on coming on rescuing you, but no, you skipped out on us. I'm like, well, you took an awful long time, an awful long time taking your sweet time to come rescue me, which, granted, I didn't think of that at the time. At the time, I was so hurt by that. And no one at the table came to my defense. No one who was still in the game cared enough. Was the people that were close enough to me really come to my side. They were all on the DM side. Because this DM kind of had a power problem at the time. Anyways, so the next D&D night comes around, and I show up and I'm like, okay, I know my character's dying, but I'm gonna go out guns blazing at this point. So a Goss shows up to my inescapable room and it's like, okay, you've been very uncooperative, but we're going to develop you now, and the rest of the party had discovered that by developing undead, it turns out in this setting, the more traumatic of death if someone had, the more powerful and undead they make. And so to develop me, since I wasn't being cooperative, the Goss was like, okay, so here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna cook you, and I'm gonna eat you. And my character just glares at him like, the hell you are. Here's the thing. You know that Goss have paralyzing touch? So, all I got to do was roll a savings throw against the paralyzing touch, which I initially failed. So he paralyzes me, picks me up, carries me to another room that has a grill that he sets me on. Now, thankfully I'm a tiefling, so I have fire resistance. So, this makes it so that I can resist being cooked long enough to not only have the paralysis wear off, but also escape my bonds, knock over the grill, grab 2 pieces of coal, and the party had just level 5 at this point, or maybe it was level 4, but I had just gotten a new spell, Flaming Weapon. And since I'm a ranger, I dual wield red hot coals that I then cast Flaming Weapon on. And it's like, okay, you're gonna be taking active fire damage from that. It's like, I don't care. I'm doing it. I later found out from some friends of mine that it's like, no, setting on a grill, your natural fire resistance should have negated all damage according to the rules as written. being set on top of a grill actively could not hurt you fast enough to overcome the fire resistance that tiefling. I'm like... Of course, nowadays I just let that go. I'm over it. But here's how my tiefling went out. So I'm fighting this ghast with 2 pieces of flaming hot gold from the grill in my hands that are now actively on fire from flaming weapon, and I managed to jab one of them right in that ghoul's eye socket and take out half his face with it, before he manages to get another paralyzing touch on me, put me on the grill again, and then I was cooked and eaten. But I went out super cool. I like to think that that ghast, has a permanent burn on the side of his face for the rest of how long that campaign went on. I was like, okay, so you need a new character. He's like, give me a while, I'm gonna think up one. Which was code for, I don't want to play in this game anymore. And that is the story of the Baby Bacon game. A story that I have submitted before to RPG Horror Stories, and, now to be fair, I did not handle it as well as I should have. I could have handled that a lot better. I have a lot of regrets with how I handled that situation nowadays, but you know what? All in all, makes for a good story. And like I said, I like to think that the DM is a much better person, much better DM. I hope that they're happy, and I hope that no one has as bad a time in that game as I did. Anyways, leveling up 5 forms. Out of all the forms, 5 form may be the most difficult to level, since it gains experience only from defeating nobodies. A good way to easily level up 5 form. We run through the blah 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 blah. Mysterious Tower also serves as a good place to level, as it is filled with relatively weak nobodies. Equipping the form boost ability when obtained, and Oathkeeper as advised. The drive gauge will beat very fast during attacks. Magnet can help defeat enemies faster without depleting as much. Source drive gauge is advised to be in air the air before using magnet, as using on the ground will make Sora immobile while it lasts. Return to the nearest save point before the drive gauge depletes entirely, blah 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 blah. Another component is ruin interpretation passwords, in this, blah. Okay. Alright, let's go to the Mysterious Tower. Get to from here. Choo-choo! Once you pull it out, don't let it touch the ground. I'll do that later. Puzzle piece, drink! Alright, let's go ahead and save, because I've made a lot of progress in this grinding. I've been grinding for over an hour and 20 minutes. Holy cow. I promise I'll try to make some actual progress at some point in this, but right now I really want to level up my forms. There we go. I should put on a more powerful keyblade. You know what? Become 1, and then this can have Oath Key. There we go. Doesn't that look cool?
Gather.
AL almost never kills a person, which is good if you're a wizard. That's what my parents have been telling me for years, lol. I'm not quite certain what you mean by AL almost never kills a person. I'm a little confused by your statements, but I'm assuming that you're agreeing with me on something?
Light! Gather!
There we go.
Gather!
Alright, got auto final form gauge coming up.
Gather!
Did you know that simply jumping and gliding also deals damage to things?
Gather!
Uh-oh. Oh, gotta get to the save point, save point, save point, save point, save point, save point. Quickly. Gonna be a close one. Ate it! Okay. Alright, where's auto final? There it is. Honestly, once I get final form leveled up enough, I don't need any other form. Said, I promised to make progress at some point, so I said my parents have been telling me to make progress for 30 years. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Let's go! Gather! Yeah!
So the other fun thing about final form,
Yeah!
it actively reduces your chances of turning into anti-form in other forms. You can never go anti-form in final form.
Gather!
And it actively reduces your chances of getting anti-form when you use the other form.
Gather!
There we go. Doing good. Hide! Level up a condition for this one is defeat nobodies. Each nobody slain counts as 1 experience. So, final form, 4 more for level 3. Yeah, it can be really difficult to level this one up, but thankfully Mysterious Tower has a lot of weak nobodies that we can use.
Light! Gather! Yeah! Take this!
I really like final form.
Gather!
Oh, and now I have glide level 1! Yay!
Gather! Yeah! Gather!
Where are we leveling up drives for again? Because we're on the final world of the game. So if we want to kick a lot of butt, and since this is critical mode, I don't want to take any chances. I want to be as strong as I possibly can be, without, you know, taking absolutely forever. Oop. That is one disadvantage to final form. You do kind of move like you have ice physics. Oh, almost forgot. There we go. Now we can glide!
Light! Yeah! Yeah!
Yep. And I'm starting to get some of the stuff that I need.
Yeah! Back off! It's over!
Nope. Twilight Shard.
Yeah!
Ow. Stop. Okay. Ah, damn. That hurt. Yes, gem. I need more of those. Oh! Ouch! Try that again.
Yeah! Yeah!
nobody lance. Nice. 2 nobody lances. Uh-oh. Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna run out of time. Damn. Alright. Now I gotta go back to the Coliseum. A bug? Sephiroth is Cloud's butt? Okay. If you say so. Okay. I'm bored. Also, butt ass jerk. Cross shark cannot be purchased, blah 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 blah. Like that. Making these? I need a lot more orichalcum. A lot more. Technically... Well, technically I only need 2 more, but still, I would like more orichalcum. I also need a mithril crystal, a dense crystal, a twilight crystal. I can get ultimate weapon. Along with 10 other orichalcums, or rather, 4 more orichalcum pluses. Used to multitasking while you stream. Fair enough. By the way, Donald. Have a nobody lance. Okay. So, if people would like, I do have another awful game story I could tell. Or should I save that for another time?
Let's go! Yeah! 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 Huh. Yeah! Huh. Yeah! Yeah! Take this!
Level up!
Aha!
Haven't been drinking for those like I should have been.
This is it. Take this. Yeah.
Yep. That crashed. Night extinct. Tell a badass story instead. Okay. Give me some time to think of one. Another nobody lance. Dang. Nobody lances left and right here. How much? Still 16 more, huh? Okay. Let's see, I've always told that story. What's a badass story I can... Problem is, most of my badass stories are pretty short. Like, there was a time that I managed to one-shot a boss using it in a full round attack. Oh, I got a badass story. So, I've been playing this game, this Pathfinder game, using the Adventure Path Iron God with a bunch of other people. I play a tech slinger, which is an archetype of a gunslinger called, and I want to play a tabletop RPG. Yeah. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that. Anyways, so I play Ash, a tech slinger, Tech Slinger is an archetype of gunslinger that uses technological weapons. And Iron Gods is this setting that's... It kind of looks like a heavy metal album cover. Or like it's Conan the Barbarian if alien spaceships crashed down into Conan several decades ago.
Yeah, back off. It's over.
And so there's a bunch of like alien forms. Hey, leveled up my dry form. Brutal Legend in space? No, not in space, because the space came down to us in Iron Gods, rather than us going to space. Give you an idea. Bye! Starfinder is the space version of Pathfinder, so Blue Legend with space. Kinda. Pretty much. Oop. That's not where I wanted to go. Oh well. Not like it's far to get to where I need to be. Anyway, so we were in this place called Scrapwall. And in Scrapwall, there was this gang that had recently joined up with this cult of this entity called Hellion. And we all knew that Hellion was actually a machine, but Hellion was depicting itself as some sort of demonic god type thing. And so my character was fond of referring to him as a toaster. And basically, you know, being a little shit towards the guy and kind of, you know, tempting fates. You know, in general, doing things that others would consider a bad idea. So we're going through his base, blowing up his tournament, his different monitors because he can cast spells through them, and all the while he's taunting us and whatnot. We're killing his cultists, we're destroying his robot, but we're having a grand old time, and we find Bane searching around that apparently he has a mobile platform which is the giant robot scorpion, for those of you that are fond of old world blues.
Gather.
I know I am.
Back off.
And so we get down to the part of his base that is underground, get into the final tunnel, and we find him with a couple of defensive turrets, and his robot scorpion mobile platform. And yeah, he is a machine, he is an AI. Okay. And so we're taunting them, and I happen to have a block of C4 that I've been saving for just such an occasion. For when we finally get to face him. I specifically was like, hey, can I hold on to one block of that C4? Just one block, that's all I want. Because we had recovered some C4 and other explosives for our allies in Scrapwall to wage war against this cult gang thing on the outside, while we go inside and basically destroy Hellion in once and for all. Oh, and be the big damn heroes and whatnot. And so I was like, can I have just one of those C4 blocks? That's all I want. Just one. So the DM's like, alright. And so I get the C4, and I have this gun that's called an auto-grapnel. It's basically a two-handed Batman's grappling hook. It's like a harpoon launcher combined with Batman's grappling hook. And this has become rapidly one of my favorite tools in my arsenal. Well, because, you know, I'm a tech slinger. I don't have a good strength score, and I didn't really put any points in climb, so whenever I needed to be vertical, I would either use acrobatics, athletics, which I did spec heavily into, or I would use healed auto grapple,
Give me strength.
which
Gather.
is super fun. I mean, you basically handed me a grappling hook.
Gather.
You tell me I can't have fun with that? Anyway, so my plan was to have the party draw his attention off of me and have me get as close to him as possible using the auto grapple. We'll dive in, slap the C4 on him, and then use the auto grapple to get out of there. And then when the party's clear, explode it. Plan goes off pretty much without a hitch. Our barbarian is tanking the robot scorpion and holding his attention while I sneak around from the side. I auto grapple up to the little platform that he's on, the little sort of 5-foot raised platform that he's on along with our barbarian. And as I'm going by, I roll to see if I can manage to get the C4 slapped on him as I'm going by, and basically you P5'd him. Yeah, kinda. I roll to see if I can manage it, and I get a natural 20 to plant the C4. And so the DM is like, ... Well, okay then! And I get out of there, and I tell everyone, okay, get out of the blast range as fast as you can, and before he has a chance to catch up to you. And so the barbarian stays there, stays there until the last second. I'm holding my action. My finger is on the button and just waiting for him to run out. So my action is held, gets the barbarian's turn. He's a little low on health, so he quick backs off. And then I'm like, okay, I'm taking my held action. I'm like, hey, Toaster! For the last time, you mortal, I am no Toaster, I am Hellion, god of... Yeah, whatever. Boom diada. The DM breaks out an explosion sound effect that he had found in between me planting the C4 and that point. And the robot scorpion is kaboom. I'm like, okay, everyone's still alive? Yeah, we're good. DM lets us have our moment of glory, and then as the dust settles, you hear a boom come from down the hallway. Stare into the darkness, this mist, and you see a big glowing circle full of blue, and then 2 blue eyes alight in the dark. You didn't think that was... I have more than one mobile platform. This was to be my platform I use against my sibling. But you'll do for a test run. And he gets up in this giant arena on the end of this underground hallway, lights up with spotlights around the edges of it. And he is a freaking giant robot! That's fists are covered with, like, Tesla coil lightning all over them. And I'm just like... I should have saved it. I should have saved it! And that was the end of the session. Session 2, the next session was round 2. We won. Yeah, basically, sup, I'm a Gundam. Basically that. It was a little more steampunky looking than a Gundam, but yeah, basically that. But yeah, I had the barbarian needed to get quick healed, and then he run and charged and jumped over the edge down into the arena with his sword swinging through the air. I stayed back on the edge of the arena and was like, okay, I'm pulling out all the stops. And let me tell you something. If you're a tech slinger, a laser pistol is a semi-auto weapon. Now, what that translates to mechanically is that, basically, if you proclaim that you're using the semi-auto before you roll the attack, you get to roll one additional attack at your maximum bonus. I also had the rapid fire feat, which gave me yet another additional attack at my maximum bonus at the cost of a penalty to all other attacks after where my maximum bonuses are done for the rest of the round. And I was high enough level that I normally get only 2 attacks. So with this configuration, I got 4 attacks. And this was before I started dual wielding. Let's just say I've learned to go even further beyond this. So I take a laser pistol, I'm like, okay, I'm flicking on the semi-auto form, I'm doing a full attack, I'm using deadly aim, I'm using rapid fire, I'm using point blank because I'm technically in the first range increment from up here. I'm gonna spend all of my grit. Yeah. Well, I originally wasn't going to build a turret. I was originally intending him to be a really agile, jump all around, taking pot shots at enemies, but he kind of became a turret just because there was another party person joined up that is very good at min-maxing. Very good at min-maxing. I'm talking like 10d8 on a single weapon strike would not be out of the ordinary for this character. Not including all the bonuses that they have. Was it Witch? Yeah, it was Witch. It was Witch. And so to compete, and so I was like, okay, I'm kind of been the party DPS at this point, and Witch was like talking about how with this build I can out DPS this Ash easily. And I'm like, okay, well, that got me thinking, it's like, okay, how can I get better gains out of shit? And Shin, you've been paused for a while. I'm sorry. I am very sorry. I got distracted by the badass story. But anyways, so we're fighting him, we're like, we take out his electric fists and whatnot, and then a couple of rounds later, the electric fists come back on, and we're like, oh, come on, just die already. And then finally, I believe it's our barbarian that got the final blow, cleaving through his power core in his chest. And he slumps over, defeated. That is not what I intended to do. And we're like, hot dang, that was difficult, but that was friggin' awesome. And we come to find out, that fight isn't included in the AP. The DM custom-made that fight just for us, because he knew that we were able to take out most of the AP bosses fairly simple, or circumvent them through some very clever means. He wasn't by any means angry about that, he was just like, okay, I want to keep this challenging for you. Right now, the AP as is feels a little not quite challenging enough for this specific party setup, so let's see if I can get a little creative.
Let's go!
I'll just say I like it when he does that, because he's pretty good at balancing things, and he comes up with some really awesome encounters, like fighting a giant steampunk Gundam.
This is it!
Come on, you have to admit, getting to fight a giant steampunk Gundam, even if you're against it, not with it, that's pretty awesome. Leveled up again, The GM was my partner in crime, Darkstar, and that game is still ongoing, but it's currently on pause while Darkstar has finals. So yeah, not only did I see for a giant robot scorpion, we also got to fight a Gundam. That was pretty cool. The Gundam used all of its sorrow, all of its anger, and all of its love. No, it was not the Shining Gundam. It instead used Fistful of Fake God! And I continued to call it a toaster all the way up until its death. Because my character has absolutely no filter. He says whatever comes to his mind. First thing to pop into his head, no matter how stupid it is, he says it. Usually it's something pretty snarky, sometimes it's actually really clever. It's actually worked out a lot in his favor. Or like, I already told you guys about the story... story where I managed to convince a group of mercenaries to stop working for the person that they were in guarding a warehouse by convincing them that they should work for the city instead.
Gather.
Another Nobody Lance. How many Nobody Lances am I going to get? What the heck is that?
Yeah.
Oh, my drive form's actually lasting enough. I can probably make it further up the tower. Let's reset real quick, just... So yeah, that's a badass story for you guys. I do also have more awful stories, but I don't have a whole lot of badass stories that are longer like that. Form boost increases the duration of each drive form. Sure! Why not? That sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Give me strength.
Did I kill it? Yeah, I killed it.
Gather. Yeah.
I am so strong in this form.
Gather.
Okay, short badass stories. Well, another kid came to his game, popped into his head at a moment, and he said it thing was, also in Scrap Roll, we were investigating a game that was allied with the cult gang that Hellion had, recruited. And, they had an ogre guarding the front door. And so it's like, wait, who are you guys? I'm like, we're here for the surprise birthday party for the boss. Surprise birthday party? Roll deception, roll bluff. I roll really high on this, so I managed to convince the ogre that not only are we there for a birthday party, but he needs to go out and buy the cake for the surprise birthday party. So he not only lets us in, but he leaves to go buy a cake. Oh, level up. So yeah, that was pretty badass. And he later comes back, and the rest of the party, the rest of the gang is trying to convince him, for the last time, you idiot, there is no birthday cake. He was deceiving you. Ah, damn it, ran out of drive form. I got distracted. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Pusher's locked. Sunset, puzzle piece, break a drink. How many more final form levels are there? Let's see. Final form is level 5, max level is 7, so we're almost there. Thunderbird. Okay, I'm gonna pop over to the games, get our drive form back up. And then I think we can progress through the world that never was. Actually, no, let's get to at least level 6.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what am I doing? I don't need to actually fight him. That one I did. Hey, Moogle! That synthesis is good for ya. Oh, I can buy dense gems now. Wow. Dense stones, though. I still need dense stone. Also need twilight. Am I missing some recipe? Well, first let's check on those puzzle pieces. This might as well. Unset. More pieces. That goes there. It's starting to come together. Treasures? A lot of treasures in Radiant Garden, but I'm willing to bet most of those are down in that, area that's supposed to be kind of post-game. Wish there was a thing to show how many recipes there are. Know if I was missing. Alright, let's start at the top of the tower and work our way down. How about? Change things up a bit.
Let's go! Gather!
There we go.
Gather! Yeah! Take this! Take this!
Ow. You're rude. You're very rude.
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay, so starting at the top might have been a bad idea.
Gather! It's over! Gather! Heal!
Okay, yeah. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up instead. Not going nearly as well as I had hoped it would. Oh, what's there?
Light! Gather!
Also getting some good EXP out of doing this.
Gather!
Dense gem! But you have dense stones. I need some stones, my man.
Gather! Gather!
Yep. No, stop that!
Gather! Yeah!
Okay.
Gather!
I'm now dry form.
Gather!
Nope, don't have time. Could have gone better, but not bad. Not bad, that run.
Light! Gather! Gather! Gather!
How many left? I
Gather!
will check as soon as I get these guys.
This is it!
Okay, 37 to go to reach this level, and once that's done, we'll move on with progress.
Gather! Yeah! Gather!
Don't like it when you do that.
Yeah!
Hold on, I need to get that. Twilight Zone.
Gather!
Okay.
Gather! Gather!
Nope, out of time. Yes, made it! Okay.
Light! Gather!
Hold on, someone just pinged me. What's pinging me? Okay, sorry about that.
Gather! 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 Gather!
How many more? Still 11 more. Nobody's slaughter shall continue until morale improves. By morale, I mean my final form level.
Gather! Yeah! Yeah! It's over! This is it!
Alright. That's enough. Get to a safe point. Get off this world. We shall continue the main plot. Look up where I can get more Calcum pluses, by the way. Ultimate weapon.
Yeah!
Ow.
This is it!
Here.
Yeah!
Ah, Donald healed me.
Yeah! It's over!
Drink for the Donald heal. Okay. Well, got the, got another Auric Calcum, so that's good. And Twilight Crystal, that's also good. Not a fan of you doing that, friend.
Yeah!
There we go. Work snipe. Oh yeah, Donald healed me again, sorry. Kill this thing first.
Back off.
Little gem. Have. Puzzle piece.
Gather.
Okay.
It's over. This is it.
Aha! There's a wind sword. Oh, get up off the ground. This boat looks even better from the outside. The inside it looks even better. Because this is going to be the last battle I'm sort of ever made of. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Cosmic belt. Nice. Sorry. Don't really need elemental defense where we're going. Except for maybe some dark defense. Dark defense. Get more defense? Oh, the power bank. Alright, Cosmic Chain. Power bank. There we go. Artist World? Maybe. Oh, I feel darkness around us, but I haven't seen any members of Organization 13. But you know, they're always show up out of nowhere, so let's be ready. Not world map, save. Alright. Fine. What's new here? Abdos. What's new then? Gems? Twilight Shark, you know. Okay. We'll need dense stone. Lots of it. Twilight Gem. Twilight Crystals. I finally have enough orichalcum. Gotta find the orichalcum plus. Oh, this is a boss fight. Alright, let's do it!
Sora, you've done well.
I should say so, I've leveled up
Where's
a lot.
Kyrie?
Who knows? I expect she's catching up with her friend from the darkness.
What do you mean?
She doesn't need you anymore.
I'm supposed to believe that?
And
Well, you don't have to. But you can believe this. Organization 13 has no further use for you. Just look there.
yeah, that's been there.
Our
Yeah,
Kingdom
that's been there
Hearts.
for like over a year now.
Thanks to you, we've collected countless hearts. Can you hear their
No.
euphoria? Now all they need is one more helping from the
Okay, so you-
Keyblade Bearer.
Who do still have use for me. Oh. Or Heartless. Joy.
We gotta find!
But Kingdom Hearts.
Sora! Sora, it's really you!
Yay! It's one half of our crush!
Kyrie.
Oh, ow!
Huh? You leave Sora alone!
You might want to do something about... do you have a weapon? Please tell me you have a weapon. Oh. Did not think that through. Did not think that through.
Sora,
Suddenly... handsome? Wait, what?
this time,
Please let her be
Fight.
playable in
we
Kingdom
know
Hearts
Sora's
3.
completely hopeless without us. Come on, Riku.
Riku? What? But yeah, Kyrie's now slaying Heartless with the best of them.
Well, well. Will the intrusions never end?
Why, Pete, this castle is perfect. Perhaps we should acquire
I'll
it.
contact a real estate agent.
Well, the setup is kinda nice, I guess. But what about all the Heartless? Oh, this in-between world, it's way too close to the darkness. They ain't gonna listen
That
to us
just jumped
here.
down and then punted one of the shadows
Once
out of the way.
again,
Yeah, that would be
you
cooler.
underestimate me.
Yeah, give us playable Kyrie, please. I want her to be badass and slay a bunch of Heartless and nobodies and fight the darkness and whatnot. Hi there, Mickey. You're a lot further in than us. I guess maybe we shouldn't have taken so long to level grind. Nobodies! And they're on over that weird red corpse. Wait a minute, that looks familiar. No wonder they were attacking him. It's Diz, the nobody racist. Hello, Mr. Red Mummy. Why are you helping him? Wait. Took off the bandages.
It's been too long.
Diz was Ansem all along!
Ansem the Wise. Why didn't you come to me before things got so bad?
Zemnas, the organization superior, is the nobody of Xehanort, my foremost apprentice. The burden was mine to bear.
Is that all?
I won't deny there was more. I was obsessed with thoughts of
Why are you talking
revenge.
like William Shatner?
My apprentices stole everything precious to me. My research.
Ansem, look over there! It's your pride!
I
Where?
can't help you with revenge.
I know. Riku's told me 1,000 times.
Where is he?
He must be with his friends by now. Riku was a great help to me. I found him wandering the darkness after you and he lost track of each other.
Gosh, we didn't lose each other exactly. Riku left, well, because Xehanort's Heartless was still inside his heart, troubling him. And he sure must have been suffering. But what I don't understand is why he looks like that now, when he's still Riku at heart.
I am to blame. When I met Riku the first time, he still had the appearance of a boy.
Riku tells you you're being an idiot about darkness. You should
Probably
probably
because
listen.
he had such a strong heart.
I mean, pot to kettle and all, but still.
I asked him to find a young man named Roxas from Organization 13 and bring him to me. When I told him it would help Sora awaken from his slumber, Riku left without a word. He fought Roxas, and I can only surmise Riku lost that fight. Riku must have realized then, to fight in the realm of darkness, he would have to immerse himself in that same darkness. And when he did, you saw what became of him. When Riku brought Roxas back to me, he was introducing himself as Ansem. If that was what it took to awaken his friend, he was ready to live in darkness.
Exposition at us.
Riku was the victim of my revenge.
Yeah, pretty much.
How my heart ached. I could only laugh to hide my shame.
I guess it must have been after that when I saw Riku again. He said he wanted to help Sora, but he made me promise. Promise that Sora wouldn't ever find out
Ansem,
about
you
what
trash.
happened to him while he was out in the darkness.
Basically.
My friend, the time has come. I must make amends to these young people.
How are you gonna do that? With a weird kaleidoscope? Telescope? What is that? A snow globe? spiky snow globe? What is it? Yeah, I don't think you should touch that. It's like a bad plan.
Get off!
Apparently you can just push up Heartless off of yourself. Irie's trying to learn to Keyblade. Wait, what's up? That was a lot of pew-pew.
Have you been a good boy?
Show yourself!
Oh, it sounds like you haven't. Sora! Roxas!
Why do you keep
Roxas?
calling me Roxas?
Hey, did he just call me Roxas?
Oh Shin, it's your
You
slinger.
really put Organization
No.
13 in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time. You don't look like you're half the hero the others were.
Are you done rambling?
Rambling.
Half the hero
As
the
if.
others were. What does he mean by
All
that?
I'm trying to tell you, traitor, is that your time
Time.
is up.
Time!
Here he comes!
Boss fight time! You remember those warp sniping nobodies? He's in charge of them.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us.
And he can use a first-person mode to
Gotcha
basically...
now.
There we go. There we go.
Clever little
Yes, I am a
sneak.
clever little sneak. Don't ask me why he walks upside down on a ceiling that's not actually there. I don't get it either.
Yeah. Back off! It's over!
Ow. You're a dick.
Yeah.
Oops. No, heal drink. Okay. Key here is not to die. Master of space and time. What was that? Whoa. Warp snipe. I got... Wait, what? That's not supposed to be able to happen with final form. I don't want to dance. And I'm dead. I didn't think... I thought that you couldn't go anti-form with final. Skip scene.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us.
Now this guy is space and the card guy is time.
Gotcha now!
Yes, I am.
Sneak. R, reload.
Knocking that back into him. Really sick of you doing that. God damn it, Donald! Brink! think it's because you're fighting a nobody, or is that because you have 2 Become 1 equipped? 2 Become 1 is only supposed to force any form if you use any form other than Final. God damn it, Donald! Frank? Okay. No thank you. I would rather not dance. Okay, he's only got a sliver of health, so I only have to hit him with a... Yeah, got him! To the fallen foe! And slow motion final smack right in his junk. You're done?
Why did you call me Roxas?
Wouldn't you like to know?
And now I'm dying.
Hey!
Except not really.
Hold on!
Sora, it's tiny.
Huh. Might want to save them.
Uh-oh, they need our help.
Sora and Rico are together. We have no part to play here.
Gee, I wonder if Riku will ever change back.
Rico chose that form so he could use the power of darkness. It won't be easy.
Well, they're kind of sucking at this. And yeah, I'm kind of concerned that there appears to be a galaxy inside that thing. More and more, this is looking like a mana cannon.
Kyrie, we're on our way.
Why are you so bad at this? Doesn't have us. Doesn't look like we can get to Kyrie directly from here. I know you're in a hurry, but we need to take that path over there. What's going on? Ansem is fighting alongside Kyrie. Kyrie is under attack. We have to go help. This way.
Yeah, this is it. Take this.
Against Gem, that's good. I need more of those. No, wait, stones are the ones I need for that. In stone. Orichalcum! I need the Orichalcum Plus, though. Mithril Crystal. Donald drink.
Back off! Back off!
Okay, drink for the Donald heal. Stones, they were in the Moogle's buy list? No, I think Start gems were. Because the way the Moogle buy list works for synthesis materials is that you can buy it once you've gotten like 30 of a single item.
This is it.
At least for the smallest tier ones.
Back off!
There, killed myself. Oh, you're using that again? No. Oh wait, I can berserk! Damn it, he summoned it back. Now he's berserking on us. Ah, goddammit. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Take this. Take this.
Gotta do that again. Oh, I got Twilight Stones. Need those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's over. Take this.
Calcum. Look up where the Calcum pluses are. Donald, you did not heal me. You killed someone else. Why you do this, Donald?
This is it. Take this. This is it. Take this. Yeah.
There. I used your berserk on you. Take that. Oh, I can't go through the door while I'm doing this. Alright. Let's go. I think this might be another boss fight through here. That's a lot of hearts. So,
Yes. Kingdom
can I explain what it
Hearts.
is?
Rejoice and feast on these hearts we offer. Shine your pale light on this empty realm. Share your power with all nobodies.
Zemnis, is Kingdom Hearts
40
ready?
plus locations? Let me take a look.
Very soon.
Then I can end this charade?
Indeed.
How I've waited to hear that.
Tiny, you are great!
Oh?
You are different, Kairi, but I'm just glad you're here.
You and Riku never came home, so I came looking for you.
I'm sorry.
This is
Okay,
real.
thank you. Helpful. Aww. Also hugging his crush. Aww. He wasn't sure how to
Wait,
respond to
Ansem.
her, apparently.
I mean,
Fact is,
Xehanort's
he was
heartless.
RLC, yeah.
I never thought for a second that I'd ever see you again.
Yeah, they are pretty big.
Just thinking about all the things you did makes me really mad. But you saved Kairi, right? I have to be grateful for that. Thanks.
Aw, Sora's a good guy. Even his worst enemy, he thanks if they help his crush.
Riku, don't go!
What?
Huh?
Kairi, what did you just say?
Riku.
I'm no one, just a castaway from the darkness.
Sora, come here. Say something to him.
Aw. Okay, I'm gonna walk over here and,
Here. You'll understand.
What?
Close your
Focus
eyes.
on your inner crush. Let the fan fiction flow through you. Oh hey, it is Riku. Damn boy, you got tall.
Riku! It's Riku. Riku's here.
And he breaks down crying.
I looked for you.
Come on, Sora.
I've been keeping an emotional lid on for several worlds.
I looked everywhere for you.
Kyrie was... He half blew it off there, and then finding out that you're okay too, and that you're right here, and what's happened to you,
Those clothes we kept finding. That
I
must have
can't
been
keep it
Riku.
together, man. My two crushes are in one spot, and I have an emotional wreck.
We're never gonna catch
I've
on.
got so many hormones
Sora
going
never
through
did
me
pick
right
the
here.
brightest friends.
What do you mean by that?
Why didn't
You know,
let
considering
me know
you
were
are one of
okay?
Sora's friends, you just
I told
insulted
you.
yourself, Riku.
I didn't want to be found. Not like this. I couldn't. I fought with Ansem, with Xehanort's Heartless. When it invaded my heart and I won. But to use the power of darkness, I had to become
It's
Ansem
gonna feel
myself.
really weird saying that name when you know the truth of it.
Does that mean you can't change back?
This battle isn't over. And until it is, I still need the power of darkness.
Then, let's finish it. You're still Riku,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Gang's back together again.
So how about it? Think we can handle one last rumble together? The king's waiting.
Yeah, let's
Oh
keep
yeah.
going.
Oblivion has great strength and allows the drive gauge to restore quickly during MP charge. Reunion. Alright. Oblivion. Gives me less magic, but it's stronger. And that way, I can use both Oathkeeper and Oblivion when I'm on final form. Oblivion and Oathkeeper, I wish they were better. Hey. Form Boost and Drive Boost are really powerful abilities when you use them properly. Held on to that charm. That Talisman of Reunion really worked. I wanted to see you so badly, Sora. Missed you so much. Aww. Hug her again. Hug your crush. Okay, go hug this crush now. Past, I was overcome by the dark and betrayed you. Looks like me. I wasn't sure I wanted to see Kyrie's. So Riku was the one who's been helping us all along. You two must be best pals for him to change his look to help you.
It's amazing what power you recognize Riku. He looks just like Ansem. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw him.
Well, I mean, the Keyblade he was using kinda... and his fighting stance and whatnot.
This spot
For a
should
mana
do.
cannon? Doing
What's this gadget
bad
for?
things.
It's a device to reclaim Kingdom Hearts and encode
Oh
it
yes,
as
because
data.
putting
Not
something
sure I
into a
get it.
data world
I do not claim to
worked
know the
so
outcome
well
of this
last
venture either.
time.
After all, hearts are unpredictable.
You need to aim to shoot the moon with that? Okay, so he's using data drain on the moon. Proof of existence. Huh, this is different. Sunset puzzle piece. Okay. Huh. I don't like the feel of this. It almost feels like a graveyard. About everything ruins. You know what that all means, Sora? Kinda. Some members of organizations are fighting this. No matter what the rules are, you'll always have a chance, and don't miss that chance. Cave first, of course. Data drain. I miss Dot Hack. Well, they re-released GU with a short new 4th chapter for PS4, PC, and PC. It's magically locked! I guess that means we need to go through the Cloak Schemer. Broken. The Lunar Divider. Cloak Schemer is broken because they didn't know what his weapon was going to be, and eventually they decided it would be like a book. Whirlwind Lancer. Free Shooter. Just killed. Silent Hero. The Chilly Academic. the Melodious Nocturne. Glory of dancing flames. Melodious Nocturne and Gambler of Fate. Graceful Assassin. Savage Nymph. The Key of Destiny.
What's that?
It's the king and Diz. I mean, Ansem the Wise. They must be higher up. We better hurry.
Uh-oh. Hi there. What are you doing? Why do those cards have clock faces on them? I don't like this.
I'd rather we just skip.
You have like the least development of any Organization 13 member, and you have the weirdest gimmick. This is a time-based battle. Finish off the enemy when their time gauge runs out. If Sora runs out of HP or time, it's game over.
The first to run out of time is the loser.
Uh-oh.
A challenge, is it?
Can I turn back? Yes. Ow, 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 ow. Please untransform. There we go. Ow. Not that. Flip. There, I got rid of your card shields.
Yeah. Back off. This is it.
Look closely.
Okay, this one.
Take this.
Find Luxord's card. No, not that one, not that one. Where is he? There he is.
This is it. Take this.
Look closely.
Find Luxord's card. There he is. Nope, nope, nope. There he was. That one.
Back off. This is it. This is it.
Look who's on top of the game.
Ow, 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 ow.
Heal.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Do you know the rules?
God damn it.
Don't squander your time.
Low on health. 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 Thank you, Beeping. I'm aware. Almost back to normal.
It's over.
Got him! Frick. Yeah, this guy doesn't use D20s. If he was using a D20, I could probably beat him easy, but, and a slice.
How could you?
I'm not Roxas, I'm Sora.
That's
I mean, I guess I'm also Roxas, but I don't know that at this point. He uses a D6 space system and cards. I think Vampire the Masquerade and he uses
You okay?
sixes at
Yeah,
times.
no worries. Let's keep moving.
Secret Ansem report number 9. Anything else to do here? No? Okay. I wonder how far the king went. I know he's strong enough to take care of himself, but I'm still worried.
Oh, Florida, I was already in the door, but I was able to check the clock. What a tank, what's going to happen? Keep the guard up.
Roxas, I know that name. Once I spoke with him. Remind me of you, Sora. Not bad, Sora. Grown stronger. Don't need my weapon, Soul Eater, or the power of the dark yet. Okay, that's one boss fight down. Now we have to do one more. We can move on. We got 16 minutes. I might be able to do that boss fight in the time we have left. Unless he wants to exposition at us some more.
Only you could have made it this far in one piece, Roxas.
That's really getting old.
Yeah, he's Sora.
That's a fancy club you got there. Bigger than your head. Oh, you made it bigger.
Different name, same fate.
Really? That's why you can't fight with us? Oh well.
Do you feel it? The moon's
You feel it? The moon's power.
Moon, shine
Okay, you do that. Okay, he's invincible as long as he's berserking, I believe. However, we can grab his staffs. Ow. I believe we can use his hammers. Yeah. That knocks him out of berserk.
This is it. This is it. Yeah.
No exit.
Okay, so he's not invincible while he's berserk. Oh, no, he wasn't berserk yet. Ow, 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 ow. And dead. Claymore, he calls them claymores. Actually, claymores.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
Sure, whatever.
Moon, shine down.
One of your claymores, please. Okay, are they still there? No, they're gone.
This is it. Let's go. Take this. Take this. This is it. Yeah, back off. It's over.
Move, shine down.
Run away. Stop doing that! Thank you, Donald, for once doing your job. Ah, oh, come on! He has us down to a sliver of health. And dead again. This, I just had a feeling of deja vu. Alright.
Do you feel it?
Round
The moon's
3.
power.
Got you down to a sliver of health, so it's clearly possible for me to do this.
Yeah. Back off. This is it. Yeah.
No way.
It's over. Back off. This is it. Yeah.
No way.
God damn it, Donald! That's 2 Donald drinks I have to drink for. Okay, Betty and... Got him! Down. Now I can hit him again.
Yeah. Back off.
Haha. No, I'm not gonna use the dry form just yet. Gotta wait. Wait. No Donald heals, right?
Judged you.
This is it.
I misjudged you.
Got him? Oh, come on! I just knocked you out of that. What are you doing? No, I'm not a fan of whatever it is you're doing there. You gonna drop a claymore for me? How long is he gonna do this for? This attack goes on a really long time. Didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to turn into this form. Why does this attack last so long? And dead again. Okay, I got 8 minutes. I had 16, so I probably have time for at least one more run.
Do you feel it? The
There's
moon's
still
power.
those bullshit as the Castle Oblivion ones, because I don't have to keep track of nearly as much as I needed to with them with you. Damn it.
This is it.
Okay, Donald heal.
This is it.
Misjudged you.
Uh-oh. Donald, why do you die so easy? Okay. Got it? Not meaning to use Valor Form, I'm intending to... And dead again. Okay, I'm gonna take off Auto Valor because that's killing me.
Do you feel it? The moon's power. Moon, shine down.
Grab another one of these, and I'll heal.
I misjudged you.
Back off!
No exit.
Heal!
Ah, damn it.
Shine down.
Another Donald heal.
It's over!
Who's at home? Keep track of how many Donald heals I need to drink for by the time that this is up. Ah, god damn it, you just started insta-charging your berserk at that point. Ah, come on. That's 2 Donald drinks that I need to drink for. Got it.
Misjudged you.
Yeah.
Got it! The square button saves the day again. Ah. Alright, 2 Donald drinks. Square button saves the day.
Why? Kingdom Hearts.
The square button attacks count as finishers.
Where is my heart?
I don't get it. Why has everybody been calling me Roxas?
You are.
Because, Sora. Roxas is your nobody.
My... nobody? But that's crazy. I never turned into a heart... Oh. Right.
It was when you came to rescue me.
Yep.
Remember?
Xemnas was the one who found Roxas. He could use the Keyblade because he was your nobody. That's why Xemnas brought him into the organization. But Roxas betrayed them. After that, I fought him because I thought it would help you wake up. I lost. But the next time we met, I made sure I was the stronger one.
I just realized I've gone this entire stream without grabbing a very important item. One moment. That's better.
Why don't you quit?
Come on, Sora. I thought you were stronger than that.
Huh? Get real. Look which one of us is winning.
So it's true. You really are his nobody. Guess Diz was right after all.
What are you talking about? I am me. Nobody else.
Nobody.
How many times do I have to beat you?
All right. You've left me with no other choice.
What?
I have to release the power in my heart. The dark power that I've been holding back.
Time for edgelord mode.
Even if it changes me forever.
I embrace the power of the guild! Rewastando. Into black. Hi there. Nothing personal, kid. Just gonna give you a little squeeze.
I have accepted it.
Oh, quickly put the hood on, but also make sure to do a jump cut because we can't do a smooth hood putting on cutscene.
Diz, he could feel Sora.
Oh, he told you how he felt, did he? Ridiculous. And nobody cannot feel anything.
If he had met Sora, things might have been different.
Diz is full of crap.
Maybe I didn't need to fight him after all. I think he left the organization because he really wanted to meet
Roxas. I wish I could meet him too.
You did. Kicked your butt several times, and then you finally kicked his.
All right, let's go.
Secret Anthem Report number 12. And with that, we're all out of time for today's live stream, so we'll finish up by talking to our party. I wonder what this castle was built for. It's pretty mysterious.
I'm exhausted. Let's rest before we go.
I do not miss Xion. I didn't like her very much. Because in the movie she was better because it cuts out a lot of her whining and complaining and asking you to do stuff for her. She's not... It's actually very unuseful in that game. She really feels forced into me. But don't worry, you'll meet my favorite female character in the next game. Why do I always get left out? You're going to have to tell me about it later. Irie for playable in Kingdom Hearts 3. I meant Roxas because of a guy named Diz. I didn't trust Diz at first, but we both need each other's help. Alright, and with that broken, the way is open. Yay! Let's save and quit for tonight. So thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week for what might just be the conclusion of Kingdom Hearts! Till then, may your heart be your guiding key. Are you going to air the recoded episode after the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 2? Maybe. It really is entirely non-consequential to the plot. It's the one game I would say is entirely non-consequential to the plot, out of all of them. but maybe if people want me to. So it's filler. Pretty much. Well, it was originally a puzzle game for cell phones, but not like smartphones like the old push-button phones, flip phones. It was a cell phone game for those. But is it good filler? Not really. I will still show it if people want to. Anyways, see you next time! Oh, I almost forgot. If you haven't already, smash that hit follow button so that you can get updates on when I'm streaming. And also, if you have Twitch Prime, which if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get free Twitch Prime, please consider subscribing to the channel. Support it. You can also drop bits, or if you prefer, you can also become a Patreon. You can type in the link that you see in the upper right hand corner, or if you're watching this on Twitch, there should be a little icon of Chibi Shin down below that you can click that will lead directly to the Patreon. So, bye bye! Love you all. This thing is so cool.